second story is the husband and wife passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, it's the story of Bill being killed. It's the mother is talking. Are you two together? That's incredible. That was incredible.
Good. Good morning, everybody. I am Joshua Bleasy. I am the unknown prophet. I do daily tarot readings here every morning from 7 to 10 Central Standard Time. I do tarot readings using my homemade deck, the Five Paths Tarot. Okay. Gotta put that down a little bit. Okay, and move this a little bit. There we go. I can see me now. So, welcome aboard. Remember, no matter what I tell you here today, the future is always in your own hands. You have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So, starting today, go live your best life ever by saying, today will be my best day ever. Remember, we're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you will ever play. It's called life. And I am coming here every morning to do tarot readings for you, give a little bit of life coaching, a little bit of life advice. We're positive, safe vibe here. We will tell you what you need to hear, though. Warning, I am very blunt sometimes. I will be able to tell you your readings, but remember that I am coming here to help you find the best path for you. Okay? So if you want to ask me any questions whatsoever, there it is. Like, where did my necklace go? The necklace was stuck over here. So if you guys want to ask me any questions, that's fine. But I just want you to be able to share your energy with me so I can give you the reading that you need. So hopefully you will get the answers you are looking for. I haven't done that all morning, and now as soon as I start my stream, and I'm also finishing my breakfast. All right, just get the music going. Mm. So, one of the other things I guys want you guys to know here is these are completely 100% free readings. If you wish to donate to me after your reading to show me some kind of a love or affection for what the reading I just gave you, you can go to my About page on Twitch, or you can find any of my socials down below at the Josh Show Linktree link. Okay? So see where it says Linktree/Josh Show? That's where you can go to find out all the information that you need to find out about me and what I do. Mm. I'm having pork chops that I couldn't eat last night for this morning's breakfast. It's good. My wife cooked them last night, but I wasn't hungry. I got to watch my season finale of The Flash last night. I thought it was a well done finale. I really appreciated it, but it was nice, warm, cozy, little vibes there where they ended it with the happy ending. Everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out. And it was kind of fun to see this new character that they kind of introduced in this season. Her name was Kiku, but she's also goes by the goddess in here. She's the one who played Caitlin. Also, she played three different parts throughout the season. She played herself. She played Frost. She played the goddess that she became. Now, the part that was the goddess ascended. And hello, gaming. How you doing this morning? And I thought it was very cool the way that they did that. And then they also allowed that character to resume its normal life after the goddess ascended. So I'm doing fabulous today. I'm having the best day ever. I had a really good morning this morning. I kind of took some time to start doing some of the stuff I need to do, a little bit more cleansing and clearing, getting some of my own thoughts and feelings. I have my issues too. There are things going on in my life that aren't always very conducive to um, being a spiritual person, and I'm working on letting that go and working on letting things happen in their right time and stuff like that. So I have had a situation for a while now that's been happening to me, but I'm having to learn how to let it go, and I've been working on this for a while. So see, guys, even I have to work on myself every single day too. This is why I feel like I can come here and give you readings. And not only do I realize that everything that I've been up to this point has gotten me here to be able to do this, that past, that memory, that everything that I did before is what I use to help me divine this, stuff for you. I gotta put this up just a tiny bit more. There we go. There, now I don't feel like I have to duck all the time. So, you know, life is going pretty good today. So I had a really nice cleansing. I did a nice little grounding and centering this morning. I just kind of let myself like go with all of the stuff that I've been hanging on to and stuff like that. Even I have to follow my own advice sometimes. But I think that's what makes a good reader. If they're able to tell you that, you know what, I'm human too, and I'm not going to just say I'm all the shit. I am a medium and sensitive, yes, but you know what? Whenever I connect to people and I'm helping people, that's when my gifts seem to come up a lot more. But when I try to use it for any other purpose than that, they don't seem to work so well. You know, except for when it comes to my own destiny or my own path that I'm trying to follow. So there is something that I feel like is coming positive for me, and things are going just really good right now. So I'm really having an excellent morning. We're getting all set up for readings today, and I had a really busy last couple of days. It's been really awesome to see a lot of people come on to the things multi-streaming that I'm doing right now seems to be working out pretty good. What are you doing? All that. He sees a bird. My cat's over here. You see the tail wagging? You must see a bird or something. Uh, how are you doing today, gaming? Are you doing good today? I mean, what? Nothing out there. Cats. Oh, Lucy, down. Who's that far? My cat. I swear to you. Now you can pop the window all you want. Checking one of my things that I'm growing right now. No. So guys, that's kind of where it's going. I think that it is one of those things where everybody has to realize that they have their own journey and path, and I'm here to help you find that journey for yourself. You know, when you come here and want to get a reading, one of the things I like to tell people is that the future is in your own hands because deciding deciding for yourself the path that you want to choose to carve your own destiny. That's what's going to be the one that think. Well, we're going to be bothering. I'm going to put you back outside. What's going on with your collar, by the way? Hair growing out of there? Yes, it is. That's what you look at this thing. That looks like hair growing out. All right, you little partner. All right, you want to pop the window? Go ahead and pop the window, I guess. I was just checking out to see what's going on with my buddy here. I think he just sees birds and stuff like that. He wants to go out and play. Doesn't know what the real world is like, though. I think he'd do okay out there, honestly. He's a very smart cat. But, so like I was saying, guys, this journey that we're on here, this thing we call life, this moment that we take for. I'm gonna turn this music down just a tiny bit here. I can't even hear myself think. So it's all about the permission you give yourself. What are you going to accept in your life? Are you going to accept a path of happiness and a moment, I'm gonna let my cat out. All right. I'm gonna lock this door so my cat can't come back in. Hopefully. Guess who's back? Been a real long time missing you. Guess who's back? I hope you don't mind me finishing my pork chop real quick here, guys. But since I don't have anyone in here right now who think they might want a reading, just let me go, guys. If you guys are on YouTube or if you are on Facebook, please let me know in the chat if you would like a reading. If you're on Twitch, please press ! Join to join my queue so I can keep you in mind for the order that I need you to be in, okay? Now I can open my window back up again. Hello, goddess. Welcome. Sorry, I'm finishing my breakfast a little bit here. How are you doing this fine morning? And thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate that. So I do two different kinds of readings here, guys. I do the typical past, present, future, but I also draw you a destiny card, and then I draw you a qualifying card on the future if you should wish to have that. I will ask you that along the way. Then I have my journey layout that I can take you on my 5-card reading. I take you on a journey down your 5 paths. I try to help you to find the best possible path for you. Sorry, give me a second here. There. Okay, guys. I know that was a tiny bit rude, but okay, I'm a rude, crude, socially unacceptable dude who has delusions of grandeur, a god complex, and a completely 100% totally insane. Ha ha ha. There you go. See, I don't get a big head of myself. Okay, but I have the other reading, my 5 paths tarot. I call this the journey layout. I take you on a journey down these paths to explain to you what you are doing within the path right now. I'm going to explain this layout to you so that if you guys want to know what this layout is again, I will be happy to explain it to you. But I'm going to explain it to anyone who's here now. The past path is all about those victories and defeats that you've made up to this point. But you eventually have to turn around and face the future to start walking a path forward. Then you get to your wait path. The what am I waiting for path. The is this thing coming to me? Am I waiting? What am I waiting to have this situation happen? It's the place where you make the best possible choice and decision for yourself. You're starting to take some time to make good, solid choices to start thinking which path you do want to follow next. Then you have my hard path. It's one of overcoming a lot of adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible, but you spend so much energy doing that, you have to take a break afterward, a little bit of a longer break than you would like sometimes, so you can recoup that energy from all that which you have expended. Then my easy path. It's more of a one step at a time approach. You don't get to your major goal very quickly, but you do eventually get there. You don't spend so much energy doing this, so you have a lot more energy to keep going once you finish that goal or dream. So then we have my unseen path. It's that one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time that that's been screaming to you in your face. It's that one thing right here that you know that is there all your life, but you're just not paying attention to it. It's a tiny bit of the easy, a tiny bit of the hard, but it's definitely one you carve yourself. You don't know exactly where this one is going to go though, because it's still unseen. Then we have my home path, which tells you all about what's going on within yourself or what you need to expel within yourself in order to feel more free and happy in yourself. Then my leap of faith card is all about overcoming those fears, about that one giant leap we need to take, that leap of faith. We all know what we're jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. So it's about overcoming those fears. And then my wandering path card tells you all about something that you may not have considered before, maybe a different idea or thing that could help you in your journey. That is my 5 card layout. It is called the journey. So just wanted to let you guys know what kind. So if you want either one of those are the only 2 kinds of readings I do here. That's awesome. I hope you're having a fun time with that gaming. Good. One of my friends from Twitch telling me what he was up to this morning. Chit chatting with me a little bit there. So I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle to get my cards all nice and ready for you guys. You know, I plan to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me, all the gods that I believe in. I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know, not what you want to know. So if you're coming here for the frilly little tarot readings for entertainment purposes, go find someone you can pay $25 for. Go get your entertainment for today. If you're coming here, I'm actually trying to help divine the best possible path for you. I am not an expert. I am not a professional of any kind, shape, or form. I have been doing this for almost 25 years. That's my only claim to fame. I don't have a degree in it or nothing. I have used my intuition my whole life because that has been the way I have had to live. So that's what I do. And then if we don't have a reading or something that I'm doing, we can just sit, chat, and chill here. You know, usually I have my coffee in the morning, but I'm all out of coffee right now. I'm all out of a lot of different things right now, but it'll be okay. We'll survive, just like we have survived all this time. So, you know, and I do smoke and swear, and like I said, I'm very blunt here as well. I'm like not going to sugarcoat your reading. That's not something I know. I feel like I need to do here. I want to be. I want to. We are a positive, safe space. I am always going to try to show you that we can do this in a more positive way. But you know, life is life. You know, there is goods, there are bads that we have to learn to live with every single day. You know, there are good and bad. What we consider good or bad is just our perception of it. Now, we all know that there are things in this world that we really don't want to have to worry about or think about, but they happen because we have the ability to choose what we want to do in our life. That we have that ability to choose a path that might not be so good for everybody else, but for us, it works, right? And I'm not putting this out there to anybody who's thinking of it. Remember, you guys, I'm not wanting to say to you, go live a life full of anger and hate and all of that other stuff that keeps this world kind of locked in place. I'm not about that. I understand that that's a part of life, but if you're coming here to divine whether or not today is the day you go off the deep end, that's not who I am. I'm here to help you find a path forward so you can find the best day ever. That's what these cards are designed to do. Blah, 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 blah. I snow stuff. Because you're wondering what I'm putting in my nose. Keeps me from kind of cleansing myself all the way. So, oh, pardon me. So that's what I do here. If you guys would like a reading, just let me know. If you're on Twitch, !join. If you are on any of the other platforms I'm streaming through, such as YouTube or Facebook, just let me know in the chat. I will try to get to you as soon as I can. Just try to follow along with me as well. Remember, please be patient while I'm in the middle of a reading for somebody. I will get to you eventually. It's just that I want to be able to concentrate on the person that I am reading for at that moment. I will stop and say hi real quick, but then I'm going to get back to the reading. So, just in case you were wondering what you can get here. Well, how's your day going, guys? And what are you guys up to today? Anybody doing anything fun? I know gaming's up to. He's playing video games and watching me at the same time. Wow, look at him multitask. Yay! Right now, I'm watching two different screens. I've got my YouTube up so I can see the YouTube chat because sometimes it comes in a really late when I'm streaming here. That's the only thing I don't like is that it doesn't. The YouTube doesn't seem to have that instantaneous response kind of thing. Facebook is fine, but it's YouTube that's a little bit laggy sometimes. So I do give people an opportunity to, you know, come here and be a part of this journey. When you go on my 5 path journey, you're all going to make some choices along the way. I know it's scary to make these choices and decisions, but it is a part of your reading. Just like if I could hand you the cards for you to shuffle, that's what I would be doing right now. But since I can't hand you my cards, how I'd shuffle is this. I tell you to tell me how many times you would like me to shuffle my deck, 1 through 10 times. Then I will have you pick a card, 1 through 52, to allow you to find out where your answer is in my deck. I do this to give you guys the ability to choose some randomness in yourself to feel this thing. But I want you to really think about the question you want to know within your life before you pick these numbers, because I think that they are an important part of the reading. The numbers you choose do have some significant meaning to some people, you know? So, uh, well, I've had a really good day so far this morning. I'm gonna have a cigarette, then I'm gonna cut back on the cigarettes for a little bit because I just need to have that moment. And I will sit here and probably make more too while I'm waiting for people to show up. If you guys ever have any questions about what I do or how I do it, feel free to ask. I'm not I'm not going to keep secrets or things from you guys. That I want you to know me well. I want you to know where you're getting your reading from. I'm a very open dude who's going to be able to share some of the even the icky parts of my life because I've realized that what has gotten me up to this point has been those moments that have defined me because I didn't want to be the person who did those things to other people. So, there were points in my life where I thought about becoming the bad guy or taking out all of my anger on the world, but I just didn't see the point to doing it. What was I going to change? I'm going to change a couple of people's lives for the worse and do exactly to them what was done to me. That's not what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to help people. You know, my gifts have been with me since I was 8 years old. I have had intuitions. I have heard spirits and seen visions in my head. I did. When I was younger, I thought I was crazy. I thought I went to see psychologist after psychologist trying to figure out why this was happening. I thought maybe there was something wrong with me. Until one psychologist said, "There's nothing wrong with you. You're very sensitive. You probably have a little bit more of a mild psychic ability, and what you're probably seeing is this." And she gave me the best advice I had gotten up to that point that I thought made so much sense. She said to me, when the voices are telling you to do good things and they're telling you to do things to help people, those are the voices you want to listen to. When they start talking about things you don't want to be able to do and things that seem wrong or seem like you don't want to do, well, then you have to, take that responsibility to say, no, I don't want to listen to the icky voices in my head. Those are my own voices. That's my own doubts and my own fears and my own anxieties and everything that I have to deal with. So, that's what they told me. You're not crazy. You might be a little bit empathic, sensitive. She used a bunch of words at that point, which kind of actually helped me give me some hope that all these messages that I thought I was getting weren't telling me to do anything bad to anybody. They were giving me information and I just didn't know what to do with it. So even I had questions in the very beginning. I am very self aware. And I always say to myself, hey, even though I'm doing this for other people, I have to remember that I'm a human being who makes mistakes too. You know, and I think the more you can admit to yourself that you're not perfect and that you can keep moving forward in your life, that you can keep driving to that one beautiful moment that you need to have happen in your life. I learned so many different lessons throughout my life. So many people have helped me along the way, and I hope that I'm living. I know that I'm living the life I want to live. I'm doing exactly what I want to be doing right now. That's why I only do this for 3 hours a day. Hmm. Is it Yeah, it's Thursday today. So happy Thursday. One more day to Friday. Friday, Friday. And I'll be having the Josh show tomorrow. We're going to be doing a wrap up tomorrow of the Global Ghost Hunt. We're going to have someone who participated in the live event, who actually went to a location. We're going to ask them how it went for them, how the whole experience of it was, to kind of get some information about the aftermath. We did the introduction for the Global Ghost Hunt, which will be coming back in October, guys. If you're a part of a paranormal team, if you're a medium or a sensitive and would like to join a team, please go to globalghosthunt.com and sign up today to be a part of this big experience, because I know if you were a part of the first one, you have that special little nick in this universe. Say, I was a part of the first one. Now this second one. Now we've kind of seen how it works. Maybe we work out the bugs just a little bit, and we do it even better this time. You know, it was one of the most brilliant experiences. I got to go watch a lot of different teams do a lot of different investigating styles. I got to go see a lot of beautiful locations. I got to see some evidence here and there. I did my own global ghost hunt. I was here every day from 6 to 7 during the global ghost hunt, trying to investigate a haunted glass bowl. So I did a haunted object investigation. So and I did that for the whole week, except for one day when I missed because I had pain issues. But we're really here to give you guys the readings that you need to have here today. Now that I've made up all of these things, I can relight my cigarette and have my cigarette again. I know sometimes it seems like life is hard out there. Life seems to be getting against all of us. We feel like all these things that are going wrong in our life, that are trying to hurt us and keep us down, they're not. They're there to help you see the changes you want to make in your own life. Everything that has happened to you, you consider bad in your life, is just trying to get you to stop being the person in the pot, like I say. Hey, are you the one in the pot being cooked? Are you the one cooking the pot? Are you the one putting the ingredients into the pot? And I choose to, to think to myself that I want to be the one cooking this food, not the one being cooked. So, I have a lot of analogies here. Sometimes, you know, I try to give you the best example of what I'm trying to tell you so that you can understand effectively, so that when you do go back and try some things that might help you, you know, hopefully I did something today that will give you some joy, some happiness, maybe even a little bit. Hey, and if nothing else, if I gave you something to think about today, and you would just go home and you think about your life, and you decide to make your own choices and decisions, and don't listen to this young man who's sitting in front of you. Yeah, I know, young man. This person sitting in front of you, I understand. That's okay. That's what I want you to do, honestly. I want you to go back, think about the reading, decide whether or not this reading has any kind of merit to you. Now, if you want to follow the suggestions I gave you, great. If you don't follow the suggestions I gave you, that's okay too. So, um, I'm just so happy that I get to do this now, and I feel like I finally, I have done a lot of creative things throughout my life. Hello, Queen of Cups. Nice to see you there. Welcome in. Hello, young lady. So, there are a lot of different things that I like to try to do. I'm a very big person of allowing myself the ability to try different things because I want to learn, I want to grow. Yes, I've done a lot of different things in my life. I've started and stopped a lot of projects, but I've always tried to move myself forward because I want to experience this world. I want to experience what it means to really be a part of it. So, and that means sometimes making mistakes, sometimes not always following the right path. Sometimes you learn that you have to readjust your viewpoint or readjust what you think so that you can be a part of the everyday journey that you need to be a part of. So, and how are you doing today, Queen? I I'm doing just great. I'm having a very positive morning. I had a nice grounding and centering meditation this morning to get me ready. I got all of my energy stored up to do that, to do readings today. And I was kind of working out some of my own issues this morning. So, I was kind of allowing myself to kind of continue my journey to heal from a lot of some of the pain that I have. I still have things I'm working on. I'm still working on myself too. The moment I stop working on myself is the moment I stop being a person worthy of doing these kind of reasons. As long as I'm working on myself and I keep trying to improve and stuff like that, I've learned to overcome a lot of things in my life. That's why I feel like I could come here and give you the advice you need. I had a very negative life for almost 30 years. I was a chronic worrier. I had more than a lot of outbursts because of my anxieties and my depressions. I've been through the ringer of all of those things in the world. I'm a 7 time suicide survivor. I'm a child abuse survivor from a babysitter. I was bullied. I was in special needs classes. I've always lived on assistance my whole life. Even though I've tried to make my life better, I could never get to the point where I could get past this place that I'm in now. The hardest I tried. And I just figured it wasn't meant to be to have that kind of a life. I was meant to have a life of service, and I didn't need to have all the money in the world to do that. Once I realized that and started turning my life back around, and now I live my life in a more positive direction. Thank you, Gary Doble, for that little piece of advice. He was a teacher in high school who did an awesome class, and I'm so happy that I got to be a part of. There are a lot of different things that have happened to me in life that have guided me to becoming a better person. And so did I do everything right? No, I didn't do everything right, but I think that's kind of human. Okay, stop moving around on me, you stupid. Things are starting to try to fly off the shelf here because I accidentally moved something. Oops. All right. Well, I'm having a really good time today. I've had a lot of good readings the last couple of days. I think my 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 community is starting to grow. People are starting to come in for the readings that they need, even if they only come in once. If I helped one person, just one person, have a happier, better life today, that's what I really want. I don't care if I've only changed one person to live their life and live there just a little bit closer to what will help make them live the best day ever, then I've done my job today. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to scam you out of your money. I'm not trying to give you the frilly little reading that is, that tells you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's how my intuitions work. But I also try not to get a big head about it either. See, I'm silly. And we will have our tension breaking moment and our moment to silly somewhere in the stream today. So get ready for that sometime along the day today. We will start doing that. And I will let you know, and we will do that all together. But today, right now we're just getting started. So it's only been a half an hour so far streaming. So kind of waiting for the world to wake up just a tiny bit. Anybody else doing anything interesting today? Got any plans for today? Got any things you're looking forward to? Oh, and I did watch last night. The one thing I thought was kind of really cool is I watched American Born Chinese, the complete series that they had put out on Disney yesterday, because I like to put myself in the position of understanding somebody else's culture and thing. I think that even though it was a fantasy movie, I still learned a little bit more about the culture. I still learned a little bit more about why and hows and wherefores of everything. But I also got to take a journey that kind of opened my eyes to what somebody else's life might be like, and I could emulate and could sympathize with the character in the show because I had been through some of that stuff as well. You know? So it's kind of like a, you know what? I understand what this character is trying to portray. Eh. No one ever said I spoke well, guys. I have, sometimes I stutter a little bit here and there when I get kind of excited and stuff like that. Sometimes my memory, I have old heart disease where I'm starting to kind of my memory's not getting so great. So sometimes I lose my train of thought. But usually I can pick it up pretty quickly right now. One day you're gonna need to have the jewel cup with a special helmet on, and we're gonna all day long. That'll be me. Uh, oh, tell you, this journey that I have been on in this life has been very eye opening for me as a spirit. I've experienced so many different things being here and a part of the earth and a part of this journey, part of being the person I am today has meant so much to me, and I've done a lot of different things to help a lot of different people, you know, and and I have also done some things that I'm not exactly proud of either, you know. And I know that I have done all the work that I can for forgiveness and thought process like that. But honestly, it was all about one thing, just being the best spirit I can be. Well, I am a Wiccan, that is my faith, but I try not to draw my own faith into it. I always say your deity of power of choice. I don't care what you believe in. That's not up for me to decide for you. I'm not here to tell you what to believe or how to do it. I'm here to help you do that best possible path for you. That's it. Try to help you find the best possible path for you and so that you can find the best day ever. I use my homemade deck, the Five Pass Tarot, to do readings. And just kind of show off my cards a tiny bit. So I just kind of want to show you. I'm going to take off. Give me a second. I got to take something off of the screen real quick. Okay, there we go. So this is an example of one of my cards. This is called my fall card here. You can see the little fall leaves on the side here. And then this is the back of the card here. I made this whole deck by myself. I took all of the pictures, I designed all of the graphics, I did everything that you see here. I did this. The only thing I had done for me was the lamination process. Other than that, that's what I did. And they printed the paper out. But when it comes to the actual design of it, and this is the one of a kind deck. This is not out there for purchase at your local mystical shop here. It's not available. I tried to get it published, but I just didn't find anyone who was willing to publish it with me. So how is the world of YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook today? Anybody doing anything that they want to talk about today? Or is it probably just gonna see what's happening out in the world, see who's out there doing anything fun, or check my email, stuff like that. So, in fact, I'm gonna check my email right now and have a cigarette. Da, da. Hi. Hello. How you doing today from Facebook? Alanis, how are you doing today? You doing anything interesting today? Do, 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 do. If you're on Facebook and would like a reading, please let me know. If you're on YouTube, please let me know. If you're on Twitch, press exclamation point join. I'm just checking my email in the background, so if I don't see you say you want a reading right away, I'm just kind of double checking some stuff real quick here, and then I will be back to you guys. All right, I'm all done with the email thingy. Back to you guys. Oh, I really do hope that today is the start of a good day for you. Today is your best day ever. You know, that philosophy has served me very well. And I had to kind of re-remind myself of that every single day. I have to re-remind myself that today can be my best day ever. Because I don't know, today could be my last day. Today could be the day that I go out of this world because it's my time. If I were to leave right now, I could die happy knowing that I did everything that I wanted to do in my life. It would be sad for the people who love me, but I know that if I were to move on right now, I would move on quickly because I have served my purpose here. And I will continue to serve this purpose until the Lord and Lady call me home. Boy, I think I need to cut back on the cigarettes for a while. All right. I wish I could let her know how much she helped me. Oh, well, that's life. That's how it goes. I think it's time to just say goodbye to that friend of mine who helped me on Twitch in the very beginnings. Hey, let's give her a shout out though on Twitch there. Just because I want to say, hey, I'm going to show you some love today. There are a couple really good people out there that I think are doing a great job. We're going to shout out someone I really admire out there on Twitch. If you guys want a nice chill chat, someone you can just hang out with in the mornings, have some coffee with, this lady is so brilliant. I had to go and screw it up because I'm an idiot. See, even I make dumb mistakes sometimes. Being a new streamer and trying to learn what everybody else is up to and doing in their lives. Uh, oh. If anyone would like a reading, please let me know. If you're in the chat and you would like a chat reading, please come here and let me know. I'd be happy to help you. Uh, I'll go check her out. I just kind of had a trip thing. go here. 84 cards. All right, good. All my cards are in their normal spot today. I really have to get that overhead camera this next on. It won't be till the 3rd, so that's probably going to be a Monday. No, yeah, that's going to be a Sunday. So maybe we'll get it early. I don't know. Slow day today. It's okay. It happens. We have a slow day today. That's okay. We had a really good last couple busy days last time. Remember to click back and check on things here. Uh-huh. check out my social links here on my Linktree site. You can find all of my donation links here as well. Is anybody back in the chat yet? Okay, I'm still here, so I wish I had coffee. Coffee, cream, and sugar I need right now. Mhm. I don't need that one. I really don't. How's it going there from uh, YouTube? Hello, how are you? You? Hi. I'm doing good. Do you have a nickname? I don't know how to say your name. Yorisa? I'll just call you Yorisa. I'm doing awesome today. I'm all ready to do some readings for people today. I'm just kind of waiting for people to come on in. I was just checking some things in the background, seeing if I got any donations from yesterday, and I got one donation from a good friend of mine who sent me some money. Otherwise, I'm doing really, really good. Okay, you can rate that 1 through 10. How good was that burp? That's right. I'm a root crude social and acceptable man sometimes. Sorry. Not sorry. Marissa? Okay, cool. Well, I hope you're having a fabulous morning today. I hope that you're waking up and deciding today is going to be your best day ever. Today is the day. Life starts working out the way you want it to because you're going to decide today will be your best day ever. There's your wake up morning affirmation for today. You sure can ask a specific question if you want. You don't have to tell me that question. You can just kick that in your mind if you want. If you want to share that with me, that's fine. But you don't have to do that here. I do two different kinds of readings. Here, I do your past, present, future with a destiny card, and then I do a qualifier card for your future if you should wish it. Or I do the journey layout where I take you on a journey down these different thing paths that can help you discern what is going on with your life. So I take you down your easy path, your hard path, and I can explain these paths to you and how my layout works should you choose. This is where you get the most detailed information. So just for anybody who want to know, because I haven't done this for a while here. So if you guys want to get my journey layout, this is how it works. The past path is all about those past victories and defeats that we've done up to this point. But we eventually have to turn ourselves around and face the future. Then you get your waiting path. The why am I waiting here path? What am I waiting for path? What choice and decision do I need to make a good choice going forward? Am I taking the time I need to make a good, solid choice with my emotions and my logical side? Then I can take you down a couple of different paths as well. I can take you down the hard path, which is all about your overcoming adversities, getting to your goal very, very quickly. But then you've got to take a nice long break afterwards because you spent so much energy getting to that goal quickly. You got to take that break. Then my easy path is more of a one step at a time approach. You get to your goals, and then you will take a small break along the way. Then you will keep going along the way. So you don't get to your major goal very, very quickly, but you do eventually get there. You don't spend all of that a lot of energy doing that though. So you have more energy to keep that dream up and going. Then my unseen path. That's that one thing that's right in front of your nose that's been there the whole time that you've known that's been screaming to you. You just are so close to it, you can't see it anymore. So it's a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. You don't know quite where this one is going to go, but you know it's going to lead you to the goal you're looking for. Then I tell you about your home path. That's all about what's going on within you and what's going on within your world. What do you need to expel or bring back into your life? Then we have my leap of faith card. It's all about overcoming those fears. We all know what we're jumping into. We're going to be taking a leap of faith. We always look down to see what we're jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. So it's about helping you find out what fears you might have to overcome and things like that. Then we have my wandering path card, which is kind of like that card that tells you something you may not have considered before. That one thing that you might not have thought could help you. So that's how my layout works. And then I will take you on the journey. Whatever journey, whatever a reading you would like, those are the only two kinds of readings I do here. So you can ask for my 3-card reading, which is the past, present, future, or the journey layout, which is the 5-card reading. So press a 3 in the chat or a 5 in the chat, or let me know which one you want. I'm really happy to give you either kind. And for you, Urissa, that's what I'm asking you. What kind of a reading do you want? Do you want a past, present, future reading, or do you want one with more answers like the journey layout, which I just explained? Okay, thank you. Now, here's what I want you to do. Think about the question that you want answered here, okay? And I want you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle for you, 1 through 10. I sure can. I will after this meeting. Okay, Alice, thank you. I will explain that once again after I'm done with Urissa, because she's just asked for a reading here. No, I just want Urissa, are you telling me to stop my reading? Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you. Give me a second to shuffle 8 times for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. Give me a second to count that many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 37th card is where your answer is in my deck. Let me see what we got. We got a past, present, future here for you today. Okay. Okay. So here's your reading for you today, Urissa. Okay, Urissa. So in the past, what has been kind of happening is you got my dirt card. You've had to let a lot of this old stuff that has been happening with this person kind of start to decay and die. It has to start turning into more fertile soil. Just like fertilizer turns back into dirt eventually, that's what you are kind of working on right now. You're letting go of some of those old preconceived notions so that you can start planting new fertile seeds in that ground. All these that which has happened before you has happened before has all been about getting you ready to plant that new seed into that ground. So this is the new fertile ground in which you are laying down so that you can start planting that which you need. Then we move into what's going on presently and the situation at hand. It's all about the image that is being presented. It's a little bit of that one small puzzle piece that we're trying to figure out about this other person. So, like your question had asked, what your connection is going towards, well, it's one of figuring each other out. You're each kind of figuring out the puzzle pieces of each other, the light and darks of who you are, but there's not the complete big picture yet. So it's time to start opening those lines of communication and get more information, just that one postage stamp of information. That's all you have to go by right now. So maybe it's time for you to start expressing what you're feeling, expressing what you need to do within that life, and to show that that image you are showing them is a little bit of the deep on the inside of who you are. Then what's coming for you in the future. And this is a pretty good fortuitous card for you. Okay. And that is the Bass card. The Bass card is all about doing one thing. It's all about you finding the light in the situation. Even though your surroundings, maybe it would help if you got to a bunch of group of people that you know and trust to introduce this person that you need to because you all want to be following that positive light together, just like a sunflower does. Sunflower follows the sun all day long because it gathers up all the energy it needs so that when it goes to sleep at night, it can grow and become a better, more conducive person. But this is all about becoming a part of a group, being more positive. So maybe a group atmosphere might be a little bit easier for you to start learning those little ins and outs of person A. Okay. But it's kind of a fortuitous card because this is about shining that light and finding the positivity in it. Then we have your destiny card. Okay. And that's the destiny card that kind of tells you about how us all ties together. And you have my hard path card. You know, and that means that it's going to be one of determination about overcoming adversity. So there is going to be some things that you guys are going to have to work on in order for this to happen. So you might have to start considering that there might be some steps that you need to take that make you a little bit more determined to see what this is. That might mean asking the hard questions like, how do you feel about me? How do you what kind of experiences have we had together? What matters the most? Getting into the meat and potatoes, the root of the cause, so that you know that what hills and valleys you have yet to overcome, you can now do together. Because when you're starting to enter a new relationship, remember, you have to consider what you're feeling, but you don't know what the other person is feeling until they share that information to you. And that is what's the adversity that you all have to overcome, is learning how to adapt to this new situation. You're both going to be working on some things of your own right now. So just kind of consider that. You're each working on your own thing right now. But if you want this to be a more conducive relationship, it's time to start thinking of, is this the path we need to take? Do we have to be so determined about it, or can we take a different path? Would you like your extra qualifying card on your future there, Urusa? That means I give you a little bit more information about the basket card, just in case you're wondering what that means. Basically, yes. Okay. My last minute intuitional thoughts for you, Urissa. I think it is really about that communication. I think what's happening is you what is happening. You're only getting this much amount of information for each person. Okay, instead of getting just one piece of information, you have your information, they have their information. But once you open it up and you allow those communication lines to come in, you both see each other a lot more clearly. You can see a lot more of the facets of who you are. And then when you guys finally come together, it's going to seem like it's a natural progression to come together. I just want you to remember that the more you know about a person, the more you can come together and be stronger. Remember, this little thing here isn't as strong as this thing here. So just remember that on your journey today, okay, Urissa? And I hope that helped you today. I hope that gave you some hope, gave you something to think about today, maybe give you some guidance, okay? Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that reading. All right, Alice, this one's for you if you're still here. Are you still here, Alice? Oh, Alice from YouTube, are you still here? And I will be happy to explain my journey path to you guys again for Alice here. I just want to say it again if she's not still here to explain it to her. Oh, we'll give her a little bit back time to come on back. It looks like I had a couple people drop off, so maybe there was computer issues or whatever. Okay, she's there. All right, I'm going to explain this layout for you once again. Give me a second. I'm going to put it back on the screen here. And I'm going to explain my journey layout for you one more time for you, okay? And I'm doing good, Dreadly. Dread, it's nice to see you. I'm doing great. I'm just going to explain my journey layout to Alice here, so please be patient with me. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I am. So here's how my layout works, okay? My layout works like this. The past path is all about those victories and defeats you've made up to this point. But we eventually have to turn around and face our future. We have to move forward. So, what do I need to do to move forward? And my weight path is all about those choices and decisions that we need to start thinking more about. More of our logical mind, more of our emotional mind. But we definitely are saying to ourselves, what am I waiting for? Or what choice or decision do I want to make next? Then we have my hard path. What about all overcoming adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible? But then you got to kind of take a small break after that because you spend so much energy getting to that goal. Then we have my easy path, which is one more of a step by step process, one step at a time. You take small little goals along the way, you take small breaks along the way. You don't get to your goal very quickly, but you have way more energy by the end of it to keep that dream up and going. So you don't need to take as long of a break, you just need to take a small break. Then my unseen path, that's that one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time that has been screaming at you. One thing that you've been so close to that you can't see it anymore. It's a tiny bit of the easy, a tiny bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. Then we have my home path card. It's all about what you have going on within yourself, what you need to either bring within back within your home, within yourself, or what you need to expel from your home. Then we have my leap of faith card, which is all about overcoming those fears. You know, we all know what a leap of faith is, right? We all think we don't know what we're jumping into, but we do. It's about the landing part that we're scared of. It's about what happens after we take that jump when we're wondering about that. So it's about a card about helping you overcoming fears. And then my last and final card is my wandering path card. It's that one thing you might not have considered yet. That one thing that you may not have thought about that could help you in your journey. And that is my journey layout, Alice. And I do one last thing on that reading if you should choose it. On any of the paths that you see on the screen there, I can draw you a qualifying card on any of those spots to give you a little bit more answers if you should need it. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle here so that I can get ready for Alice if she wants a reading today. That's how my readings work, Alice. All right, they're all ready to rock and roll. Oh, I usually have a pretty good day, Dudley. You know, like I said, this morning I was working some things out with my own emotional things, doing some therapy for myself, kind of expressing how I felt about a certain situation going on in my life, and trying to let go of this things that I have some resentment and other things that I have going on because I you know I feel like I was wrong, but I have to realize that maybe I'm the person who wronged. So I have to kind of take both aspects into consideration, but working them out so that I can be a healthier person as well. You know, I have things that I'm working on too because I have to work on myself every day. That's how I keep being this positive. I keep working on and communicating with my life. That way I don't feel disconnected from what I'm doing. So, Alice, if you would like that reading, all you got to do is just let me know in the chat, and I will be happy to give you the journey layout or the 3 card readings. You can just say you want a 3 card reading, which is the past, present, future, or you can say the 5 card reading, which is right there because it's the 5 paths. So there we go. That's it, guys. That's what I do here. Otherwise, we just chat, chill. I give you the best life coaching advice I can. I try to give you try to drive you towards living your best day ever and realizing that we have choices and decisions that we can make to make our lives better. I hope that whatever I do for you in this reading, you guys at least give you something to think about today. That's something that you really have to kind of consider and go back into yourself and say, does this apply to me? If that's all I've done for you today, I've done my job. If I've given you some inspiration and hope through the readings that I've been giving you through my intuitions, that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to try to help you guys. If you're coming here for the sugarcoat tarot reading where I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, they're not going to get that here. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's why I ask for donations and I don't ask you to pay me in advance because I don't want you to pay for a reading that isn't going to help you. If my reading helped you and you have the wherewithal, first of all, if you don't have the money, these are completely free readings. I don't ask you to send me money, okay? If you feel like you want to tip me after your reading, I do greatly appreciate that. It does help me get some little things here and there. It does help my bank account a tiny bit, okay? So Just letting you know that as well. But if you want to do that, that's great. But there's a lot of other ways you can show me love. Okay, you can show me love by simply liking me, following me, sharing my site out, going to my Linktree site, and checking out all of my other socials. Checking out some of the other things I like to do out there in the world. So if you want to support me in some way, you can do that as well. If you can't afford a donation, you can show me love that way. That's the best. You know what the best possible thing I can hear from you is I helped you today. That is the ultimate payment for me. That I actually took the time and helped you today. That's my payment. That's what I truly want. I want to truly believe that I have helped you today. That's it. That's all it is. And then we just chill, chat, and have a nice little conversation, or waiting for people to have a reading or something like that. So, how is your day going today, Redley? Oh, okay. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break here. I'll be right back. Be right back, guys. I have to take a quick restroom break. All right, guys, I am back. All right, I am back, you guys. Here I am. Sorry, I had to take a rest. I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, come on. I have to put my shoes on here because my feet are starting to hurt a little bit. Wearing my shoes sometimes help a little bit. Okay, so how are you doing? Anybody out there who would like a reading, please let me know. Otherwise, just sit here, chat, and chill, see how everyone else is doing there. Have a cigarette. Uh, I have to go check something. There we go. I had to add a space. Oh, so I just kind of took a little bit of a small app break there. Let me go to the restroom. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I got about an hour and a half left to go, guys. So if you want a reading, here we go. Still here, waiting for you. Oh, cool. It's kind of cool. Here's the shut. I don't know why I'm so hungry. Probably because you know. Hi, Little. How you doing today? Welcome on in. I'm doing really great today. I'm having an awesome day so far. I was just checking my Twitter account real quick while I had no one here speaking to me. I'm having a great day today. How are you? You sure can. You don't have to tell me that question though. You can just keep that in your mind. If you want to share it, you can. I do two different kinds of readings here. I do the past, present, future reading, which is my 3 card reading, or I take you on the journey, which is a 8 card layout reading. Okay, we can do that for you. No problem, Little Wing. Well, here's what I want you to do then. I want you to think about that question. I want you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10, real quick. Okay, we'll do the 3 card for you. Two times. 1, 2. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is in my deck. And I count that many cards out. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see what the intuitions have to say. All right. So, as far as the dream goes, and after we do the little card reading, if you want to tell me your dream, I am a little bit of an expert on some dream interpretation as well, and I can help you with that as well. Let's do the reading first, and then we'll get into that afterwards, okay? So, let's just consider this before we're going to sleep, while we're asleep, and then after sleep, and what the message is for you, okay? Since we're doing a kind of a past, present, future reading. You have my great oak card. So, kind of in the beginning, what it has been about is starting about learning about that certain maturity level that you have reached within yourself. That you have come to a point where you can start to understand that there are some things that you have to start putting within yourself and moving with out of yourself in order to have a healthy, happier home within you, who you are. So what is kind of going on right now is you have reached a certain maturity level where you're ready for something to happen within you. But you have to move the old furniture out. That couch that feels really comfortable to you, that chair that's kind of slightly broken, your favorite one. You have to move out those things you don't need within yourself anymore to make room for the new furniture that is about to be put in. Because that's how you are going to keep your home nice, healthy, and secure. Then we're going to move on to what's going on right now. That is, you got my birch tree. My birch tree is one about of fortitude and resilience. More than anything, it's a card of resilience because the birch tree is one of the most resilient trees here in Minnesota. And as you go through winter, these trees are always constantly growing and constantly throwing water throughout all of their limbs so they don't lose their ability to survive. What this is a paper birch tree. What paper birch trees do is they peel their skin off just a little bit to let in the new fresh air, the new fresh, you know, the new sun, the new thing to get those extra nutrients. It does this to protect itself. Just like the little things you have to let go of that are always going to be a part of you, you don't need them to be a major focus in your life anymore. So you have to start thinking about all those things that are no longer serving you. You kind of have to let them drop off and just become afterthoughts. They're still a part of you, but they're not a part of your growth anymore. Then we get to your then we have your future card, right? Or what the dream is kind of coming to the end of. It's all about this weight path. The weight path is all about making choices and decisions. There's a choice and decision you are kind of working with making right now. And you're kind of trying to decide, does my logical mind or my emotional mind are they at war with another? Can we work together? Can I bring myself together to make a more conducive, nice, good choice this time? So I want you to take some time today to really think about the choices and decisions that might have you considering about this dream that you are having. And that was something that you really need to do is take that kind of a wonderful thing that's going on there and making those choices and decisions. Remember, you are on the preface, you're on the little ledge there of taking a very giant leap in your life, but you have to weigh all those choices out so that you make the best possible path for you. What kind of a path do you want it to lead to? If you keep living over the same old bad patterns over and over and over again, you're going to keep doing that. Maybe it's time for you to consider taking a different path or a different journey for a change. That might be a little bit more you, not what somebody else is at. And here's your destiny card, okay? The destiny card that kind of ties all this whole reading together, okay? And that is this heat card. So this heat card is about one thing. It is time for you to be like the lava in this picture. You have all of this energy that you are ready to spend into this world, this change that you are ready to affect yourself and the world around you. Remember, you might have to destroy a little bit in your path in order to clear the way for new things to be going forward. So this heat path is all about you accepting that positive light and love within your energy, that you have that passion. This is your passion. This is your drive. This is the thing that keeps you going every single day. That's what keeps you moving forward. Just like lava, you can't be stopped. You have that ability to say to yourself, hey, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this now because nothing is going to stand in my way. But remember, everything that is in your path gets destroyed. So be careful where your lava flow goes. And because you kind of asked for it already, a little bit more information about the dream and what it is about. I'm going to draw you an extra card that kind of defines a little bit more about the way path, because maybe this will help you with the decisions and choices you needed to make. If you want me to do that, say yes. If not, I will give you my last minute intuition so we can get into the dream interpretation if you want. So yes, if you would like an extra card, okay, you would like an extra card to help you kind of divine what that decision and choices you need to make. I think this is very fitting for what I'm feeling from what this is kind of happening for you. It has all been about one thing. Remember, you have grown to a point where you are starting to feel like you could share parts of yourself in this world, kind of like a seed. Remember, that seed is always going to be a part of that tree, no matter what happens. But you have to decide where you're going to be planting yourself into the ground to grow. Now, what gifts are you giving to those others, those other people in your life that are allowing you to not only put a little bit more of yourself out there, but also be a place where it is going to grow and become a new whole tree again? So you're adding your little bit of flavor into the world. So think of it like this. If you are a crafty person and you're making lots of arts and crafty things, okay, and you put that out to work for people to either look at or buy or whatever or appreciate, you're adding that little bit of a seed because now they're getting to see a little bit more about you that they didn't know before. So you're kind of adding that seed of information into that soil that's going to spring forth this change. And the intuitional thoughts that I have for you about this dream that you are having, I think it's about you accepting the growth in this new path that you are about to be embarking on. That the choices and decisions you're starting to make are ones that are no longer ones of your mother, your father, your friends, the group of people that you were used to be around. You're now starting to live your life for self. Yes, those people are included in your life, but you're starting to say to yourself, I don't need to really listen to all of that advice anymore. I don't need them to be pulling the strings. I need to pull my own strings. So it's about taking better control of that. So you have to be the one who says to yourself, self, today is going to be the best day ever for me. How can I live the best day ever starting right now? And what can I do to make my path be the destiny and fate that I want it to be? Remember, you have the willpower to do. And that is your reading, Little Wing. If you would like to get into the dream interpretation on YouTube, we can sure do that. But I think we kind of answered your question, honestly. Thank you for that compliment. I truly do appreciate that. Cleansing that all of that energy out from the last reading. Good. Dreams are just a window into our soul of the situation that we are living in. What I want you all to know about dream interpretation, the most important thing that you can do is ask yourself this question: What does this truly mean to me if I were to think about this in my real life? For example, if I'm constantly seeing myself flying in the sky and I feel terrified in this dream, maybe I need to reintroduce what flying means. Flying is flight and freedom. Maybe I'm feeling trapped because I'm scared of the freedom that I might have and what I might do with that freedom. That's kind of what it is. So always ask yourself what the objects or things they mean. Remember, it's just you telling you the information that you need to know. I know it's kind of weird, but it is exactly what a dream is. And hello, Tara. Nice to see you. Good morning on my part. Good evening on your part. How are you doing today? I'm gonna have another cigarette. I'm glad that I helped you today, Little Wing. Don't forget to leave me a review on Facebook, or if you feel so well endowed to be able to donate something to my PayPal or Cash App account, you can do that. But these are completely free readings. So you don't have to tell me any more information that you want to tell me. You can keep that all to yourself because I do want you to be able to go back to your life and be able to say, self, remember, if I did nothing else than give you something to think about today and reconsider, then that's my job. That's what I've done. That's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm just here to help you find the best possible path for you. That's it. I'm doing fabulous, Tara. You're very welcome, Little Wing. That's Little Wing from YouTube. So, in case you don't see that on the other channels, that's what's going on there. I'm doing very well today. I had a really good morning. I had a really nice, good meditative thought this morning. I got a lot of my own issues and problems that I was working on for myself. I kind of come to some resolution about some stuff going on in my own life right now and working through my own emotions about it and trying to come to more of a place of peace within it. So you see, even I have things I need to work on, guys. I'm not a perfect person. I have flaws just like everybody else. But when I do in these situations, I truly feel like I have that open line communication to the gods. I'm just a telephone spewing out what they want you to know. I'm just the earpiece that you get to hear and the voice box that you get to hear. So that's all I really consider myself is that conduit for those higher deities and powers that are trying to help you. That's why I was sent here to do this. Because every once in a while you need that living angel or that living guide to help you kind of discern something you might have already known. We're getting down to our last hour, guys. We got 1 hour to go before I end my stream for today and go take care of self and go do some things I need to get done today. So I really want to thank everyone for being here on a daily basis. I am here from 7 to 10 a.m. every day, Central Standard Time. I am the Unknown Prophet. My name is Joshua. I use my homemade deck, the Five Paths Tarot, to give you a tarot reading that you might need. I do two different kinds of readings here. I do my past, present, future reading, or I do my journey layout, which is a complicated five card an 8 card layout, but 5 cards within the path that will help you determine the best possible path for you. That one makes you have to make a couple choices and decisions along the way, but it's a part of the reading. That's where you get the most answers. So if you want a reading, you can let me know you want the past, present, future reading, or you can let me know you want the journey layout. Whichever one will work better for you, you're going to get the information that you need. And welcome in from Australia. I have another friend who lives in Australia who's probably sleeping right now. So I understand. It's the PM right there, AM here. So well, thank you for joining us from Australia. That's awesome. What did you see? He was in the east, northeast side. He lives on the northeast side of Australia. You're very welcome, Tara. And if you would like a reading, please let me know. Not a problem. I'll be happy to help you today. Otherwise, if you just want to chat and chill for a little bit, we can just sit here, talk about things, or get things off of your mind too. I'm here to listen to you guys. If you guys just need to, and then you want my guidance or my intuitions on that, yeah, Queensland, yeah. He's my moderator from Queensland. So and he's been doing some adjusting himself in his life and doing some just considering the kinds of choices he wants to make his life a little bit better right now. So he's not here as much because he's readjusting his schedule a little bit and trying to refocus his life. So, but he's usually here helping me out. He's a badass person. All right. What kind of a reading would you like today, Tara? Would you like my simple past, present, future, or I can show you this my journey layout. I'm going to show you my journey layout here. This is my journey layout where I take you down each one of these paths. If you want me to explain these to you, I will be happy to be able to do that for you. So you decide what kind of a reading you would like. Do you want a more straightforward 3 card answer, or do you want more answers that are a lot more expressive and explanational? That's up to you to decide what you would like. And I can't explain this layout to you should you wish to choose to do that. You decide what you want to do, we'll do that. So just take your time and let me know what reading you think would best fit you. What you have to, whatever time you have here for. Okay, let's take you on it. Would you like? I'm going to explain this to you so you can understand how my journey layout works. Okay. So my journey layout works like this. So when we're moving along, you can understand what card I'm holding up and what spot it kind of means for you. Okay. The the easy the past path is all about your past victories and defeats that you've made up to this point. But we eventually have to turn around and face our future. So it's all about what we need to start to do to move forward. Then we get to my way path. It's all about those choices and decisions we make, the careful decisions between our logical mind and our emotional mind. But we definitely have to take some time to consider the choices that are before us. So what decision might be helpful to make the best possible choice? Then I take you down my hard path, which is all about overcoming adversity, getting to your goal very, very quickly. But you spend a lot of energy doing that, so you have to take a nice long break afterward. Or you go down the easy path, one where it's more of a one step at a time, one little goal at a time. You don't reach your major goal very, very quickly, but you do eventually get there. It takes a lot longer to get there, but you don't spend so much energy trying to do that because you make nice little small goals along the way. Then my unseen path is that one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time that you've known has been there. It's you just can't see it because you're so close to it. It's a tiny bit of the easy, a tiny bit of the hard, but definitely one you carve yourself. You're not quite sure what this where this path is going to lead though, so you have to kind of trust it. Then we have my home card or our home path card, which is all about you finding out what you need within yourself or what you need to expel within yourself. Then my leap of faith card is all about overcoming fears. Just like we're going to take that leap of faith, we know what we're jumping into. We're just not sure how we're going to land. And that's about how we can overcome those fears and the landing part that we need to get over. Then my wandering path card is all about that one thing you haven't considered before that might be helpful to your journey. And that is the journey layout, guys. So if you understand all of that, just say I understand or understand, and then we can get going to have your reading today, Tara. All right. So here's what I need from you. I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10 times. Give me a second to shuffle 8 times. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I need you to pick the number 1 through 52, and I want you to really think about what you want to know and pick this number with intention of where your journey begins. Okay, give me a second to count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and the 31st card is the card that's in the deck right now. And let me lay this out for you. We are going to be getting an overhead camera in June to help you guys see and discern the cards and how I'm laying them out and stuff like that. Set that over there for now. All right, I got all my cards already laid out for you, and I will show you the cards on the screen here and explain them to you along the way. All right, here we go. Here's your reading for you today, Tara. So your past path has all been about change. All the stuff that you have been doing in your past, I want you to think about it like this. You've been picking up the nickels and the quarters and the dimes throughout your life. All the things that you've been through up to this point is the change that you carry around with you. Now you have to decide how you want to spend that change. What do you want to start spending it towards? Do you want to start spending it towards more self-esteem, more self-confidence? Do you want to start a new project? Do you want to start a new job? Do you want to start a new relationship? Where do you want to spend this change? So you have to carefully think about that you've saved up all of this change for a long time to move you towards a better future. Now you have to decide, how am I going to start giving this change away so that it will still benefit me, but it won't weigh me down anymore? Because the more change you carry, the heavier that you feel like you're being weighed down by. Excuse me. Then we have, excuse me. My breakfast decided to come say hi. Apologize for that. All right, but what's going on in your weight path right now? Okay, you have my fermentation card. My fermentation card is all about one specific thing. Remember all of that wonderful stuff that you decided to start to add? You had to add the sugars, you had to add the yeast, you had to add the spices, the barley, the hops, all the things that were going to make up this elixir of life. But you had to allow it time to ferment, to become the life elixir, an alcohol drink that you want to drink. Think of it like drinking a good beer, a good soda, or a good beverage of choice. Okay, I'm going to use alcohol because that's how fermentation works. It takes a little bit of time for that all to come together for it to start to work. So maybe right now what's kind of going on in your life is you're just kind of learning how to start letting this stuff come together so that when it is all complete, then you'll be able to drink that wonderfully smooth drink that will go down easier than you want it to go down. So start thinking about considering those choices and decisions that help you allow this to happen within your life. Now you have a couple choices to a couple choices you have to make. Would you like to go down your easy path, hard path, or unseen path first? Okay, so what is your hard path? So what do you need to do to overcome adversity and stuff like that? You have my flower card. I want you to think of it like the resilient dandelion. Now, people think dandelions are one of the most intrusive weeds out there. Actually, they're a very good source of vitamin C, and they actually help the environment around them. They draw a lot of the icky stuff into their flower. So all of that icky bad stuff that has gone into it, they find the one spot that is the most fertile to grow. They can grow anywhere. They find the fertile spot. They can grow into the smallest of cracks, and they can grow in the tiniest bit of soil. What it is about this flower that you need to realize is now you're starting to appreciate the flower of who you are, that you've gotten through this hard time, that you have pushed through that granite soil, and now you're putting yourself out into the world to be looked at and admired. The hard thing about being looked at and admired or being seen is that now people actually get to go, do I want to decide, are you the weed or are you the pretty flower that I see before me? And that's kind of what you're working on now, is kind of realizing that you are the beautiful flower in the icky granite. that is bringing forth the beauty into this world. Now we can go down your easy path, or we can go down your unseen path next. Where would you like to go? Okay, so what is your easy path? All right, you have my wandering path card. Now, when you get this card in the easy path, right? This is one of my major arcana path cards here. Okay, and what is a wandering path? I think what you've been doing so much within your life is you feel like you have to have a plan, you have to have a destination, you have to have a reason to get up and do this every day. What you need to start thinking about is maybe you need to start considering a wandering path. You need to start saying to yourself, maybe I just need to take a walk to take a walk. I don't need to be worried about where it's going to lead me to. It's the journey that is going to help me find the answers I'm looking for. At the end of this path could be anything. You don't have to worry about what's at the end of this one, because you can go and come. You can even go off of this path and make your own path, because you're just going to wander in it. It's kind of like saying to yourself, let it come as it comes. Go with the flow, as I like to say. It's all about you saying to yourself, I don't need to be so determination over everything. I just kind of got to take a path where it's okay for me not to know what I'm doing right now. Then we have your unseen path. That's the next path that comes up in your card after those 5 paths here. So this is the last of the 5 paths that's in that. And you have my feed card. Your unseen path card is this. It is time for you to start taking your life and considering it like this. Your life is like a plate of food that you have prepared or have had prepared for you. It's the most delicious, delectable meal you will ever have in your life. And you have to learn to pick up each piece and start to savor the flavors of each of those individual moments and take it in and allow that nutrients to kind of filter out within your body. You will start considering, what are you putting within yourself that you want to consume? Do you need to consume more self-confidence? That's a little flavor that you need to start taking a little taste of and going, self-confidence. Let me enjoy this for a while before I start taking it to the next level and putting that next flavor in my mouth. Remember, all these flavors work towards doing one thing. It's about you starting to enjoy the experience of what you're going through. So start savoring the flavor of your life. Now we have the next choice that you have to make, and that is either your home path or your leap of faith card, or you can either say leap or home. Which card would you like next? And now I can kind of freshen my voice up a little bit. So what is your home path? So what do you need to do within yourself to give yourself a little bit more peace? And I think this is the card that's going to speak to you the most right now, is you have my donate card. You are probably a very giving person. You probably give more than you probably should. But it's time to start giving back to self. How many times have you donated back to yourself? How many times have you started to think about all the things that I have done for others? You need a spa day like no other person has needed a spa day before. You need to have a day of relaxation, a one of self-gratification, of treating yourself to something that you really want to do. You need to take this back into yourself so you can refill your box up, so that when you're ready to do more giving, you don't feel so drained in stupidly energy anymore. So that's kind of what you have to start thinking about, considering and doing, is start to donate back to yourself that which you want to spend in the future. Just like your change box. This is the change box where you keep all of that change in. Now you have to donate that back to self so that you can do that. And then we have your leap of faith card, right? Your leap of faith card, the thing that you need to overcome with your fears of, is this. You have my sapling card. You are just beginning the first beginning steps of this journey that you are starting to get on right now. You've just popped out of the ground and put your leaves out for the first time. You are starting to take in the environment in which you are in. So allow your environment to add to your journey and be that positive influence you need. Just like the sun will hit this sapling and help it grow, just like the rain will come down and help it grow, just like the wind, it has to learn against the resistance of the wind so that it doesn't bend and break, so it can still keep growing strong. It still has to reach down into its soul and bring forth those nutrients it needs in its life. So you're just in those very beginning steps of growing right now, and you just have to allow yourself time to grow. And then we have your last and final card, which is your wandering path card, and that is this, the picture card. Now, you have probably done a lot of self work within yourself. You finally kind of figured out the who, what's, where's, and why's of self. You put down that last puzzle piece, and now you see the complete picture, right? You know who you are. This is what everybody else sees, but remember, there's still something underneath. You need to remember you're still adding the flourishes to this picture. Do you want to keep it black and white? Do you want to color it in? What kind of things do you want to add to this picture that are about your natural personality that will let people appreciate what they are looking at when you present it to the world? It's about you having a complete big picture of who and what you are. So maybe this is something you might need to work on a little bit, about coloring in the flourishes of who you are and allowing those to come out more so that people can see and appreciate the beautiful picture you are. When I look at your whole reading and I ask myself, what does this possibly mean? I ask myself this. It's all been about that change that you want to spend, because you are starting to fermentate those dreams and goals, because you are ready to start being that resilient dandelion. You are ready to start putting yourself there to be viewed. But you don't have to be concerned about taking a conducive path anymore. You can take a little bit more of an easier, light stream path for a change. You can just kind of wander for a change, but you have to savor the flavors along the way. You have to take those in within yourself, because you want to donate back to yourself that which will help you keep that energy going, that wonderful, beautiful spirit that you are, because you are just growing right now and you're springing forth and allowing the world to affect you just like you are affecting it, because you are a beautiful picture that needs to be admired and seen for what it is. That is your reading. If you would like me to add my extra card as a qualifier on any of those spots, please let me know if you need a qualifier. Otherwise, that is your reading, and then I will give you my last intuitional thoughts. Good. I'm glad that helped you today. I really hope that helps you in some way, shape, or form today. I hope it gives you something to think about. At bare minimum, you got something to think about today. At bare minimum, hopefully I give you the choices and decisions to start thinking about. But one thing I want you to remember, guys, remember, no matter what I've told you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life you want to live. So go start living the best life ever by saying, today is the start of my best day ever, because it literally could be starting now. Hello, Carlos and Ellie from YouTube. Welcome on in. How are you guys doing today? Don't forget, guys, to leave me a review on my Facebook page and let me know how I did today. That's how you can say thank you. If you have the extra $1 or $2 that you can spend, I don't want your last dollar. I don't want you to spend money you don't have. I want you to only give it to me and only spend what you feel that reading was worth. I'm not going to tell you the amount that you need to put down in my donation. But if you want to do that, you can find out all that information on my Linktree site. But I would rather have the review, the like, the follow, or the subscribe to any of my socials to show me some support in some way. That's how I get the thank you. You know what the ultimate thank you is for me? That is when I've seen I've done something to help someone today. That's my ultimate thank you. So, and I am doing very good. Carlos, on the moving to the USA soon part, I think you have to recheck that paperwork. There's something in the paperwork that you missed that you have to go back and review. That might be why it's stalling so much right now. So it's about you getting the paperwork going. And this is just straight intuitional thing that just came up to me. So it's all about you taking better control. How determined are you to get here? What are you going to do to get here? Take the appropriate steps and do it the right way. That way, when you come here, you can stay here. Just realize that when you're coming to America, all we want is someone who is going to be productive to society, who's going to help out the country grow and become a better place. We want you to be able to come here, pay your taxes, do the job that you can do, and be some kind of a contributing member to society, and then be a part of our democratic process and allowing yourself that opportunity to make those choices and decisions that are right for you. So go take those classes and do some things that will get you moving towards that future, because there are places out there that will help you get here to America. Maybe it's time to find some help. That's for you, Carlos. I'm going to do a cleansing shuffle. Do you want a reading on that, Ellie? Do you want a 3-card past, present, future reading for that? Or do you want something that's a little bit more explanationally? I think all you really need is a past, present, future, but I like to ask what you need, not what I feel you need. Your cards? Sure, Carlos. If you wanted a reading, you didn't tell me you wanted a reading. You just asked me a question and I answered it. A 3-card reading for you, Carlos? Okay, Ellie, I will get back to you in just a second. Since you didn't answer, Carlos answered first. And then I ask you just to be a little bit patient. Carlos, what I need from you is I need you to do one thing for me. Tell me how many times you want me to shuffle my deck 1 through 10. I understand that. Since I can't hand you the cards one time. 1. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your answer is. You too, Tara. Thank you for stopping by today. So I need you to pick a number 1 through 52, Carlos, and I will give you your reading happily. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th card is your past, present, future, destiny. Okay. All right, Carlos, this is your reading for you today. So what's been going on in the past that has kind of had to happen? One of the things that you need to start to realize that you have yet to do is you have to let go of some of the things that have been kind of holding you back from your past. So there might be something that you have to start to compost. You know what a compost pile does? It allows things to go down naturally in a natural progression to become fertilizer that you can plant in someday. So you allow all this stuff to start happening in a natural progression. So you have to start realizing that all these bits and pieces that you don't think are serving you any purpose right now, those are the things that are going to turn back into life-giving dirt that you can plant in. That's kind of what's been going on. So your old situation is ending, a new situation is beginning, but there's still some stuff to finish up in the past. Then we have going on in the future, in the present. The present is this. It's time for you to come to some sort of acceptance. You have to accept one specific thing. First thing you have to do is say to yourself, self, I will get to the place I want to get to. You have to start putting that will and intent out there and seeing yourself already here. That's going to help the energies and the source of power and their deities bring into you all that which you need to help you accept what is going on with your life. So there might be something that about your situation you kind of have to accept the truth about. It might be a lot harder for you or a lot easier for you depending on what you are willing to share, because you will have to be accepted for that. So the more communication, the more acceptance you get from those other people. So allow your personality to come through, allow yourself to come through so that you can start putting that out there and allowing yourself to come to some sort of acceptance about the situation. Maybe it's going to take a little bit longer than you want it to, right? Because your future card is basically saying it's time to let things fermentate. Because what you have done up to this point is you've already added the sugars, you've added the spices, the hobs and barley, and now you have to let that sit there and start to fermentate. In order to make a good alcoholic beverage, you have to allow it time to break down all of the stuff in order for it to start to fermentate that juices that are in there into the elixir of life that you will someday drink. It's time for you to consider that the thing you will be drinking in the future will be one that you want to have within yourself. It will be that elixir that you take and sip down in your life. This will be what your future will be like. So I think this is a fortuitous card. It's just saying you have to give it some more time, because what has to happen is things kind of have to happen in a natural progression to allow this to start happening. What is your destiny card telling you? You have my flower card. My flower card is all about a dandelion. A dandelion can pretty much grow anywhere and any place it wants to. It finds the most fertile soil and it plants itself there. So I think this is a good indication that things will happen eventually. It's just because when you finally get there, you need to remember to be the beautiful flower you are. Remind people that why they want you to be a part of this journey. Remember, dandelions can either be considered a weed or a flower, depending on how you present yourself to the world. So you are resilient. You can grow through the cracks of any kind of dirt or anything like that, but you are the resilient dandelion. Remember, you have to be remembered that people are either going to accept you or not accept you, depending on how they view you. So remember to put your best face forward, okay? Then we have just another thing I want to say here. If you would like an extra card on the fermentation card to kind of help you, what could move that along to make it a little bit easier for you, I will be happy to draw you one extra card. Otherwise, that is your reading, Carlos. And then we'll move along to Ellie. All right, Carlos. I'm going to start to move along there. So thank you very much for your reading. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. I hope that and wish you the best of journeys coming here to America. I think that what you really need to do is you need to get a little bit of help to help you with the process. Someone who's going to help you, who already knows how it's done. Maybe someone in America who helps people like you get here. If you do it the right way and take the right steps and grow in that one spot where you can be seen the right way, I think that journey will come quicker than later. Okay, but it still has to be something that's going to take a little bit of time to happen. So it will happen eventually if you do it the right way. At least then, when you finally get here, you will have more opportunity than you don't. Okay. So Ellie, are you still here? Ellie from YouTube, are you still here? All right, Ellie, what kind of a reading would you like today? Would you like a past, present, future reading, or would you like a more extensive reading? I think you said you wanted a 3-card before, but I wanted to read double check in. I know sometimes there's a little bit of a lag on YouTube, so I will be patient with you. Just let me know what kind of a reading you would like today. Either you can say 3 for a 3-card reading or 5 for a 5-card reading. I understand the question. Now I need to know how you want the information to come out to you. Do you want the 3-card reading that will help you with a little bit more of a straightforward answer, or do you want more choices and decisions that might help you determine the best path for you? That's what the 5 paths tarot is designed for. That's what my journey layout is for. So you get to decide what kind of a journey you want to take. If you can't decide, I'll just pick the 3-card for you. All right. So Ellie, give me a second to do a cleansing shuffle real quick for you. And now I need you to pick a number 1 through 10 of how many times I'm now going to shuffle for you. Give me a second to shuffle 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I need you to pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th card is that, and that. All right, I have drawn my cards out, and do you understand my layout so that you can understand how my layout works, Ellie? Since I think you've been watching for a while, I think you got it, but I want to make sure. If you understand my 5-card layout, just say understand. If you need me to explain, say explain. Otherwise, we'll just get to your reading. Okay, let me explain it to you, okay? I'm going to put this up on the screen for you so you can see it, okay? So here's how my journey layout works, okay? First, I tell you about your past path, about all your victories and defeats that you have had up to this point. But we eventually have to turn around and face our future. So we have to move forward. In order for us to move forward, we have to look into the past to move forward. Now we get to my weight path, which is all about those choices and decisions you need to make right now, of those emotional and logical minds that you need to put together to make the best possible choice right now. And what does that card mean? Then I have my easy path. That's one about overcoming one step at a time, little by little. You make small little goals to get to your big goal eventually. You don't spend so much energy doing this, so you have a lot more energy to going into the future. Then my hard path is one about overcoming adversity, getting to your goal as quickly as possible, but you spend so much energy doing this, you need to take a nice long break afterwards. Then my unseen path is all about that one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time, that one thing you've been too close to see that you kind of have to pull back from and say, is this a little bit of my easy, a little bit of my hard, but it's definitely one that you carve yourself. Then my home card is all about what you need to bring within yourself or what you need to expel within your home. And then my leap of faith card is about that, overcoming that fear that you need to come, that one jump that you need to take in your life. It's not about the jump. It's about where you're going to land and kind of giving you some idea of what fear you need to overcome. And then my last but not least card is my wandering path card that tells you something about you might not have considered before. If you understand that now, say yes, and we can move forward with your reading. All right, good. I'm putting my cigarette out for the remainder of the reading. Taking a sip of water, and then we're going to get to your reading, okay? So, what has your past path been telling you? Your past path has been about one thing. You have put yourself in the gilded cage, the cage that feels the most comfortable, the place that you feel like you can survive the most. You've put yourself in that spot that feels the most safe and comfortable, but it has become your cage. The Larimar door is all about you accepting the freedom that you have. You've had the key in your pocket the entire time. All you had to do was unlock the door, walk outside of the cage, turn around, relock the door, and throw the key into the center of the ring. It's about re-embracing that freedom that you now have to make these new choices going forward. Do you realize you're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you will ever play, and you get to make the choices and decisions that will be? So stop listening to what others are telling you to do. Maybe it's time to start living your life free as if it was something that you know. So be free of that past, be free of those things that have kept you locked in the same old bad patterns. Maybe it's time to start taking flight and being a little bit more free in your journey going forward. Then we have your weight path. Your weight path is this, and you got one of my path cards in a position that is in my way path. You got the easy path in my way path. What does that mean? That means that maybe the choices and decisions you need to make have to be more one step at a time of approach. It is time for you to start taking and considering that maybe you've done the hard path long enough. Maybe you've overcome as much adversity that you can overcome. It's time to give yourself a little bit more of a laid back, a little bit more one step at a time of approach. Maybe you've been too hard on yourself, but it's time for maybe you to start to consider to take an easier path for a change, because this is going to be one of the things that you can do. Make a small goal, achieve that small goal, celebrate that goal, take a small rest, decide what your next goal is. It's all leading to your major goal. It seems like it's taking a long time to get there, but you will get there. It's been about that the whole time. You just have to enjoy the journey a little bit more and not be so worried about getting everything done right now. Now you have a couple choices to make. Would you like to go down your hard path first, your easy path first, or your unseen path first? All right, your hard path. Your hard path has been about this. You have my freeze card, which means you kind of feel like you're frozen in fear right now. You're locked in place that you can't escape. You're kind of frozen right now, right? The only way for you to break free from this hard path is to start to stomp that ground and get yourself moving to a better future. That you are starting to move towards that journey of overcoming and getting past those things that keep you stuck in place. It's all about you unlocking that which keeps you stuck. So think about it like this. All the stuff that you think is keeping you frozen in place, what's keeping you from pulling your leg up out of the ground and taking one step forward, even one step back, so you can start movement again? That's what that hard path has been about. Would you like your easy path or your unseen path first? Next. And I will get to you, Anessa, I will get to you after this reading. So please be patient. I will get to you after this reading. Thank you. Your unseen path. Your unseen path has been one about this. You have my Grand Elder card. This means that you have gotten to a part in your life where you have a better understanding of who you are. You've gained the wisdom of life. All of this wisdom that you have gained within this life has been about one thing. It's been about you now deciding how you are going to share that knowledge with others, because this is all about you kind of gathering up. This is the wise wisdom of person of you. This is your highest self starting to come out within your life. So think of it like this. You know how when the person you've always wanted to be, the person who you dream yourself to be someday, is starting to come into focus. And now you have to start deciding that you've reached the wise wisdom stage. Now, how do you want to allow that wisdom to be influenced on your life? Remember, you could still become stagnant in this position. Your roots could start to die out and you could start to still not have any growth. So even though you've reached this stage of attainment, you have to start really starting to realize that there is still much more growth yet to go, because your leaves are going to change and fall, and you're still going to be doing some things that are things in the future. Then we have your easy path next. And your easy path is another path card. You have my unseen path and the easy path. So what does that mean? That means that the one thing that's been in front of your nose this whole time is that you have this knowledge. You know what the right things to do. You know what the next steps in your life that you want to take. But maybe you have to start considering that you don't need to take an easy or a hard path. You can take a little bit of both. Maybe this unseen path, you're not quite sure where it will lead to, may be about the journey that you have to go on to find out that at the end of this was a pretty lake with a pretty sunset. All you had to do was trust in your intuitions and instincts that you are making the right choices. Don't be so worried about making a right or wrong choice. You're taking a little bit of each of those paths to make yourself moving forward. Then we have your last choice that you have to make. You can choose your home card or your leap card first. Which card would you like next? All right, what is your home card? All right, here's your home card. You have my Gardenia Rose card. My Gardenia Rose card is my mother's card. One thing I want you to know about my mother and the Gardenia Rose is they both were put in spots that were very, very dark at times. But darkness can help this flower grow. Without that darkness that it needs every once in a while, that shade that it needs every once in a while, it has to be able to understand that it can't take the light in all of the time. But what my mom had to realize is that she had battled through a lot of different things in her youth. She was a single mom who had to raise two boys. She had some depression and anxiety issues, but she also had to learn to overcome those and find that spot in the soil to start to grow, to become the beautiful flower she wanted to be. Gardenia roses are one of the most resilient flowers out there. They can grow in the sun, they can grow in the shade, they can pretty much grow anywhere, but they're not just about one kind of rose. And if I give you any sage advice right now, my mom always told me to do one thing: realize that you have the power to make these choices and decisions that you need to make, that you are loved, that you have the ability to be loved. So love yourself as much as I love you. That's what my mom always used to tell me. And I want you to try to maybe think about, maybe there's a mother figure in your life right now that could give you some sage advice you might need to hear. So kind of consider that today, that maybe there's someone out there who's a little bit of a mother figure who can help you discern some of this stuff out right now. Then we have your Leap of Faith card. And I think this is the one that's probably going to speak to you the most. You have my searching card, which means you are just like Prometheus pushing up that dumb rock up that dumb hill. You think that you have to carry all the weight of the world on your shoulders. You have to, and if you're not pushing past the problems in your life, you're not doing a life worth living. What about taking a step to the left or a step to the right and allowing all of that baggage to roll down that hill, fall into the ravine behind it, and smash into smithereens so you can continue that journey forward up to the rest of that hill? What's on top of that hill could be anything, but it's not about what's on top of the hill. It's important. It's that you're getting out of your own way. You're not allowing yourself to still be stopped by that dumb rock that doesn't allow you to get up to that point. And what you need to do about overcoming that fear is realize that once you start doing that, once you start that search beyond those things in which you have yet to accomplish, that on top of this hill is the dreams and goals you've been waiting to reach. And all you have to do is look down and take that leap of faith, because that's the leap of faith that you're doing. You're just getting to the point where you're ready to start overcoming that fear. And then we get to your Wandering Path card. Your Wandering Path card is the Ignite card. And my Ignite card is all about one thing. If you know anything about ignition, it takes a lot of friction, a lot of speed for this to become a light in this world. Consider your life as if you are the filament and you are the chemicals in here that have to be struck onto that hard surface. All of that change, all of that stuff you thought was hurting you, it's been that abrasion that you needed to strike that match today, reignite your life to what you want it to be. It's time for you to start picking up that match and lighting your own light, to make your own path, to make your own choices for a change, that you are going to be the one who's going to say, I am going to strike my life in a more positive direction. So more than just believing that you have to start doing it. Instead of just waiting for the fire to get lit by the sun magically, you have to do a little bit of work. And that might mean you have to go against the grain just a little bit so you can start that friction, so that spark can happen and you can move forward. So when I look over your whole reading and I ask myself, what could this possibly mean to me? You have to realize that you are not have to be in that gilded cage anymore, because there could be an easier path. Maybe it's time to take smaller goals at a time to help you achieve what you need in your life, because that might be what's keeping you frozen in fear. You feel like you have to get it all done at once because you're going down this path where you have all of this knowledge that you need to know about yourself. You have the knowledge, you know what needs to be done. It's now just time for you to start working towards that future, because that future is a little unseen for you. A little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but you know what? It's definitely one you're going to carve yourself, because you are going to take back that that growth in that darkness. Even though that it seems like it might be dark right now, there's still ways for you to grow and become that beautiful flower yet again, because you are searching for that beautiful future that is going to come, because you're going to take that leap of faith, because you're going to get out of that old way of pushing up that old dumb rock, because now you are going to ignite your future. And that is your reading for today. If you like a qualifying card on any of the paths that which I have laid out before you, that means I give you one extra card for some more information. I can do that. Just say yes and tell me where it belongs. Otherwise, say thank you one more time, and I will know that you are done with your reading for today. Well, if you think about it like this, so think about the choices and decisions that I've just explained to you. Are you going to remain in a gilded cage, your safe spot, or are you going to go try something new? So it might be something that there might be something new that you need to experience, because maybe it's about you taking a little bit more of a one step at a time approach. So go with the flow. Maybe this weekend will be exactly what you want it to be, but don't be frozen in fear by it. Allow yourself to go experience it. Allow yourself to forge your own path in the future. Make yourself a part of that journey. You are the one who gets to say, today is the day that I lived the best day ever. So if you want that weekend question, like you said, you answer, I answered it, but you have to kind of reconsider all of these things. Maybe there's some other early advice you need right now about what's going on this weekend. You have to just, what I feel, I'm going to go to my intuitional thoughts here, real moment, and let me get past the card reading part of it, because I think this is what I need to tell you about it. I feel that this weekend will go off pretty okay. I don't think it's going to be exactly the way you want it to go, but I think it's going to be close enough. It won't do exactly everything you want it to, but it would be, going forward. And I believe it's all about you moving forward from whatever that has been holding you back up to this point. I think maybe it might be one where you need to reflect a little bit about why you're not taking such control over your life. Why are you letting all these other people control the influences in your life, when you need to be the one who starts to say, I need to start living for me. And I think what you need to do is, I think you need to have yourself a nice meditative day, and a nice go to a garden and go appreciate all of the beauty that's in this world, maybe. So should I be moving then, or like home or move? You mean actually moving out of the house that you're in? Because what I'm feeling for you is that I think that the situation that you might be in might be freezing you in place from keeping you moving forward. It might be more conducive to you to start thinking about making that next step, because that comfortable spot that I was telling you about, that's where you are right now, right? Do you want to keep being in that cage? Even a pretty cage is still a cage. Or do you want to unlock the freedom to go experience something different and new? If this isn't serving you any purpose anymore, and as long as you've taken into consideration all the people that this might affect, then that's what will happen. That's what I really feel will be coming for you this weekend. It'll be an eye opener for sure. It'll really let you know what's going on there, one way or the other. You're gonna get it. You're very welcome, Ellie. All right, Anessa on Facebook, are you still here? Anessa, you will be my last reading for today. So I will be closing the queue right now to let people know that she is my last reading for today. If you are still here, Anessa, you are my last reading. All right, good to go. What kind of reading would you like today? And let me do a cleansing shuffle to get these cards all ready for you. General reading. Would you like a past, present, future general reading, or would you like a more information like I just showed what Ellie did, the 5 past tarot, that gives you a little bit more answers and direction? If you can't choose, I'll just pick a general 3-card reading for you, and then we will get that done for you. Okay. Then we'll take you on the journey path. Now I need you to tell me how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now pick a number 1 through 52, and that's where your journey begins. Have a great day, Ellie. I really hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Give me a second to count that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and the 33rd card is where your journey begins. Let me put out the cards for you here, see what they're saying. All right, putting the rest of my cards in the pouch, and in case you will need that extra card, I've already got it ready for you. So, all right, here is your reading for you today. Hello, how you doing today, Jess? How you doing, my brother? That's one of my moderators on Twitch. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm gonna be starting one of my readings here. I'm doing awesome today. It was a slow start, but it ended up being a nice end of the stream. All right, we're going to get to your reading there, Onessa. All right, so in the past path, what you have been doing here is this. You've been warring with 2 different parts of yourself. There have been 2 different situations within yourself that you kind of feel like you're at war with right now. The past is meeting the present, and now you are having to decide whether you have to destroy that past in order to start moving forward, or maybe what you really need to do is put down the swords and accept that other person and love them just as much, because you don't need to win the battle in order to win the war. You can put down the swords and start to hug yourself and say, self, it's time to stop being at war and battling with everything that's going on within your life right now. And it's time for you to start considering, maybe I've been doing this long enough. Do I need to put down the swords and start hugging my opponent, which is myself? Then we get to your waiting path card. Your wait path has all been one thing. It's time for you to start making these choices and the decisions. You have a lot of things that you have to offer this world, but now you have to start spreading that seed around a little bit more. Start thinking about sharing some of the things about you that are the most important to you. Those are the seeds that you can share with others. Those are going to grow in people and allow them to understand you better. The places that you decide to grow in are the places that are going to be the most brilliant for you. Remember, you're a cohesive unit that works together. With all these other seeds that you have at your disposal, it's time to start giving away just a little bit of yourself so that you can start spreading some of the stuff that you have obtained up to this point. Maybe helping others a little bit might help you. maybe that's a choice and decision you need to start to consider. What seeds I need to start planting so that I can grow better. Then we have you can go down your easy path first, your hard path first, or your unseen path first. Which one would you like to go down? So, what is your unseen path? That one thing that's been right in front of your nose the whole time? It's time to stop putzing around and waiting for yourself to get to this location in which you have yet to get. You've been stuck walking along this path long enough. It is time for you to get in the car and drive to your location. Take a little bit easier of a route. You don't have to work so hard to get to where you want to go. It's still a long ways away. So get your snacks, get your sodas, get your best friend, put your pewter music on. It's time to start driving yourself forward to the future that you want to happen. This unseen path that is before you is just about the journey that you are about to take. Yes, you still have to obey the speed laws of life. You still have to obey the laws of the road, but you still have the ability to drive anywhere. Make sure you have a full tank of gas before you go so that you fill yourself up with all of the energy that you are going to need for this journey so that you can make it to the end. Now we get to go down your easy path or your hard path next. So, what is the hard path? You have my guide card. Now, my guide card is one about this. I don't know how spiritual of a person that you are, but it's time to start listening to that higher self at least. If you're not listening to your higher power who have your back right now, they're telling you that they are giving you everything you need to do to be the wizard in your life, to be the person who has the control and the power to affect the change in their life. They're there to support you. It's time to start trusting your inner guide, that inner light within yourself that tells you, I know what the right things to do are. Maybe the thing I need to overcome, the adversity I need to overcome is realizing I don't have to do this alone. This is about partnership between you and your deity or your higher self or your angels. Take it like this. It basically saying, hey, we've got your back. I've got your back. I love you so much. I'm going to help you get to the future you want. But realize this, I'm only going to give you the choices and decisions in front of you. They can't do anything for you in this world. You still have to make the choice. So you still have to have the wherewithal to make that happen in your life. They're going to give you the power. You still have to use it wisely. Then we have your easy path. Sometimes I have a little bit of an acid reflux thing. So if you ever see me do this, that just means I kind of have to catch my breath a little bit and allow my reflux to kind of go back down a little bit. So your easy path, right? I think this card is going to be something that's going to speak to you too, because this card is all about a foundation stone. It is time to start maybe considering that the old foundation is no longer serving you. You have to go back to basics and understand what the bare essentials of who you are. And you have to start pouring that new foundation down that is going to be the essentials of who makes up who you are. We're always constantly changing and constantly growing, but we have one foundation we live by in our life, the one thing that we know we hold true to ourselves. So maybe it's time to clear out the old foundation that isn't servicing anymore and start pouring that new foundation down. I'm sorry, Asma, I am all done with readings for today. I'm on my last reading right now. You'll have to come back tomorrow because I'm finishing up the end of my stream here with this reading and I am done for today. So I apologize for that. But it's been about that for quite a long time. Just think about it. Now that you have poured a new foundation, you can start to build upon that foundation. You will make sure it's a stronger foundation this time so that it won't end up with so many cracks in it. So you won't have to clear it out as quickly this time. It will hold more truth to you in the future. Then we have your home card next or your leap of faith card next. I really appreciate you stopping by, but I have to go get some breakfast. So what do you need to take a leap of faith with, right? What fears you need to overcome? You have a very special card to me. Before I was the unknown prophet, I was Unison. Unison was about one specific thing that I needed to do within my life. At one point, I was so at war with my good side, so at war with my bad side, that I felt like I had to choose one or the other. I had to decide which path I think I wanted to choose first. But what I didn't realize is I had to start walking the path that is in between, the gray in between of both of those lines. About this journey that I took, I had to learn that I could step onto the light and step onto the dark, but I could always come back to a place where I worked more into the middle ground. I didn't always have to be right in order to experience life. I didn't always have to be wrong in order to experience life. I had to learn to bring all the parts of myself together to work like a beautiful harmonic symphony. I had to learn where my notes were being played in the right spot by bringing them together to make them a beautiful symphony to create the sphere you see before you. It's about capturing those long lost dreams of yours as well. Because I tell people, and whenever they get this card, there's a dream out there that you have yet to follow that is right there for you to be able to reach and grab. You just aren't willing to go out there and grab it. So it's all about you taking that control and walking a line that doesn't necessarily mean one or the other. Then we have your home card, right? And your home card is telling you this. You have my rain card. You have to realize that you are the sky of your life, that your sky will always be the same. You will always have this essential part of who you are. The emotions and things that are happening to you in your sky are the rain. Now remember, you get to control what kind of rain you get to be. So maybe there's some emotional things that you need to work without yourself that you need to really get out right now. You can do this in a lot of different ways. Are you the like happy rain that gets to share it all with the ground, that gets absorbed nice and softly, that people want to dance in? Or are you the Hurricane 4 class destroyer that takes everything out in its path? You maybe have to have a little bit more understanding of how your emotions work and how to control them better, and realize that they happen only in moments, but you have the power and the wherefore to say, I am more at home with myself. This is only the situation that happens to me. It's not my everyday life. So you have to start working that this isn't being done against me or for me. It's just being done. And then we have your wandering path card. Your wandering path card is a pretty good. It kind of gives you a really idea. And I think this one is going to be something that you really need to start to do a lot more in your life. As you have the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye represents one thing: trusting your instincts and guts, following those guts and instincts that are telling you what you truly want to do. Before I saw all of the things that I see now in my life, I had to look back and see what I had done before. But it wasn't until I opened up all the eyes that I had available to me. I had my right, I had my left. That's how I take in everyday life. But I wasn't taking into account that third eye that is in here within my soul, the ones that allow me to trust my intuitions and my guts and my instincts. So it might be time for you to get the big picture and pull yourself away from your own situation. Take a step back and go, maybe I need to look at this and examine this a little bit better to better understand where I want to go next. That is your reading, Odessa. I hope you enjoyed that today. I hope that brought you some kind of stuff that you needed. I hope that serves you well today. Last intuitional thoughts for you, Odessa. I think that it's going to be one about self-empowerment again. I think you kind of have to reinvest in your own self-empowerment and allowing yourself the freedom to say to yourself, I have the power to make my own destiny. I don't have to live by anybody else's ideas anymore. I can truly live my own destiny now. And that's what I think you need to hear the most. All right, everybody. I really appreciate you all being here today on my channel. This is the Unknown Prophet. Daily tarot readings are done from 7 to 10 every single day, Monday through Monday. from 7 to 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I've got to fix that PM thingy. Sorry about that. It's supposed to say AM, not PM. But I really want to thank you for today. I would like to remind you one thing. Remember, no matter what I've told you here today, you have the right and responsibility to go live the life that you want to live. So go live your best day ever starting today by saying to yourself, today is the best day ever. And remember, you're playing the greatest choose your own adventure game you will ever play. It's called life. That's right. You get to make the choices and decisions upon this journey because that's what it's all about, those experiences. So go be free in your experiences today. I really want to thank everyone for coming here today and showing me lots of love. Remember, you can show me love in lots of different ways. You can go to my website here on below and give me a review. That's the best compliment you can give me. You can tell me that I helped you today. That's what I truly want. If you'd like to give me a little bit of money, a little bit of green, please do so after reading. And you can find all of that stuff on my Josh O Linktree site where all my donation links are there. But please, I don't want your last dollar. I don't want money you can't afford to spend. I want to only have that money in which, that you can afford to spend, okay? Because I'm here to give you this spiritual gift today. I really appreciate you all being here today. We're going to start to roll the credits and get back to doing some everyday things. So thank you for being here. One more time, we're rolling the credits. We'll see you later. For those of you who are on Twitch, please stay around for that ultimate raid party that we will go on to next. So I would really appreciate you helping me raid out with my Twitch account so that we can start to find some love for somebody else as well. So thank you one more time, guys. We'll see you soon.
The second story is the husband and wife who asked for divorce, and the ex-husband, or some of the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, the story can go with being killed if it's the mother that is caught.
Are you two together? Oh, good.
It's called romantic, isn't it?
That's incredible. That was incredible.